So you want to know about trails and parks in Gainesville, Florida? Well, you're in the right spot because I'm going to take you around to 6 popular parks and hiking trails in Gainesville. So the first spot on my list is going to be the Chua Trail. It's out in southeast Gainesville, and this is going to be a great spot, especially if you want to see some wildlife and alligators. There's a long boardwalk that's going to take you out into the prairie, and it's pretty unique because it's overall a big drain. Sometimes it'll fill up like a lake, and then other times it'll dry out and all the alligators will kind of stay into one area. But because there are so many alligators, keep in mind that pets are not allowed. The actual trail and hike that you could go on is roughly a little over 3 miles round trip. And also keep in mind that they do charge to get out there. It's $4 per vehicle or $2 per cyclist, or if you're walking up. If you do decide to leave the boardwalk, it is recommended to go ahead and take a big walking stick. Again, this is just wild Florida. You do have alligators out there along with wild bison and horses roaming free. It's typically going to be open from about sunrise and then they close the gates around 5 p.m. But again, just check the websites. Hours have been changing a lot recently. Now, if it's flooded at all recently, the prairie will likely be closed, but the boardwalk does stay open. So keep that in mind if you're planning a trip out there also. So if you're new to the channel, my name's Donavan Arnold, and I'm a local real estate agent here in Gainesville, Florida. I put out these weekly videos to share with you exactly what you can expect if you're moving to the area, so you know all the best restaurants, best schools, things to do, and everything going on with Gainesville. If you're new, again, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can stay up with all the latest videos. And honestly, I've had a ton of people reaching out with questions about moving to Gainesville, whether they're buying a home, renting, or just planning a trip. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Feel free to shoot me a text or give me a call. Let me know what questions you have and how I can help. So the number 2 spot on my list is going to be Sweetwater Wetlands Park. This is located off of Southwest Williston Road. And again, make sure to check the hours because they've been changing a lot recently, but it's typically open from about 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's going to be $5 per car and $2 per bike or walker. There are, again, no pets allowed at this park because of the wildlife, alligators, snakes, that sort of thing. You can also not fly a drone out at this park, so keep that in mind. Now, this is a total of about 125 acres of wetlands and ponds. It was actually created to improve the water quality in the wetlands in Payne's Prairie and the aquifer. There's more than 3.5 miles of gravel trails and boardwalks, so it's a beautiful area. It's one of our favorite spots to go out because it is maintained at a pretty high level. They're very simple, easy trails. You're not in the woods. It's all wide open wetlands. With that being said, keep in mind that there is not any shade, so if you get there on a hot day, the sun is going to be beating down on you, so be prepared, bring sunscreen, hat, that sort of thing. The number 3 spot on my list is going to be San FELASCO Hammock Trails off of Millhopper Road. Now, out of these trails, you can take your bikes, ride through the trails on bikes, walk, and actually on some of the trails, they do have horseback riding options. These trails are typically going to be open from 8 a.m. to sundown. There are a handful of different trails out there in different lengths. There's the Moonshine Creek Trail, that's right at 1 mile. The Creek Sink Trail at 2.3 miles. Then you've also got Spring Grove Trail. That one is going to be the longest at 5.8 miles. And then also Old Spanish Way, which is 4.8 miles. This area again does charge, so you have to pay $4 per vehicle, or again $2 per bike or pedestrian. There's tons of wildlife out in this area. Often we'll see deer, and there's actually been sightings of bobcats, foxes, and turkeys. This is one of the trails and areas where pets are allowed. And the next one on my list is going to be Coffrin Nature Park. This is actually pretty much right in the middle of Gainesville. There's no fee to park, and it's typically going to be open from about 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. November through April, and then May through October it's 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's a total of 30 acres that used to be horse grazing land, and there's about a half-a-mile trail. Pets are allowed, and then at this park there's actually also a playground for kids and a tennis court out front. In 2013 there was also a memorial established, and so it's a peaceful, quiet area, a nice walking trail, and it's great because it's right in the middle of town and really easy to get to. Next, we've got Loblolly Woods Nature Park. This one is located right off of 34th Street. There is a small parking area. It does fill up pretty often, so keep an eye out as you're going down 34th. It's really just a small side road. You've got to keep an eye out. There's one really small sign, but it's not as obvious as some of the others. It's typically going to be open from dawn to dusk. There is no fee to get into this one, and there's just tons of great trails and boardwalks. It's amazing for bird watching. You can bring your dogs, pets out there. Lots of water areas, but you definitely don't want to get in any of the water in this specific area. And actually, the last time I was out there with the boys, we saw a few deer just walking around. And finally, the last trail, which is going to be our favorite, is actually Alfred Ring Park. There's no fee to get in over here. This one is over in Northwest Gainesville, right off of Glen Springs Road, and it's typically going to be open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. November through April, and then 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. May through October. It's just about 21 acres, and there's a little over a mile of trails. They do have picnic tables, a pavilion, playgrounds, and they do allow pets out at this one. You'll often see kids and people playing in the water. This one, it's a little more common to get in the water, and you can actually, we've found some shark teeth out there, but they do ask that if you're looking at anything, you leave anything you find so other people can have the excitement and find the same things. But this is just a great place to go, especially with family. It's peaceful and quiet. It's also all shaded, tons of trees. You're just in the woods, but you can get into the water, splash around a little bit, and have some fun. Next, you'll want to go ahead and watch this video where I take you around some additional parks and playgrounds so you can learn even more about Gainesville and what you could expect if you're coming to the area.